Hello guys, this is me Dr. Jayanti Ghosh. I'm back today. Today we will discuss a new subject, that is general pathology. So what is its weightage, which books to refer for the subject, how many times should you revise this subject, and how many MCQs are asked, how many time you should spend on the MCQ and the theory reading. So I'll discuss with you today about all of these. So this subject, general pathology, first and foremost the important thing is to know is which book to follow. We follow Robbins' book, but another book which we can also follow is your book of Essential Pathology by Harsh Mohan. This is the book. You can also follow this book. Then students ask what is the weightage. That means how many questions out of 240 questions come from pathology. The percentage that is prevalent of this subject is 5 to 10%, where 6 to 9 questions are from this subject. And when you should start preparing this subject after 7 to 8 subjects of your other subject preparation. Then how much time you should give. If you are a slow reader, while you are studying the theory, you can spend 4 to 8 hours for theory. That is your 3 days. 3 days you can give to your theory reading in a month, and it can also stretch from 3 days to 1 week, and per day you can give 4 to 5 hours reading. And for your MCQ solving, as much you solve the MCQs, you become theorized with this subject. So you can solve MCQs for at least 6 to 8 hours. Now coming to the subject-wise, topic-wise importance of this subject, the first topic in pathology which is of relevance, it is section 1, that is general pathology. In this, the first chapter is Cell in Health and Disease, where the important techniques for the study of pathology is important. Then cell structure, metabolism and aging. In this you need to know about apoptosis. Questions can come from apoptosis, cell death. What are the apoptotic cell markers? Then etiopathogenesis, and your main mechanism of cell injury is important. Then another important thing is amyloidosis. The definition of amyloidosis, causes, mechanism, how it can be treated, its appearance under a microscope is important. Then your nutrition and vitamin deficiencies. The next section 2 is about inflammation, the mediators of inflammation, physical mediators, chemical mediators, your prostaglandins, interleukins, leukotrienes, your then healing, the cells which are responsible during the primary stage of healing, that is precursors, your polymorphonuclear cells, lymphocytes, monocytes are important. Hypersensitivity, the different types of hypersensitivity reactions, your type 1, type 2, type 3, type 4. Specific importance is of type 1, that is anaphylaxis. It is of much importance. You should also know about the anaphylactoid reactions. Then immunity, the various types of immunity, active immunity, passive, passively acquired immunity. Then your infections and their manifestations, which are the various manifestations of the different chronic and acute infections. They come in MCQs. In this, the important questions asked are from necrosis, then fat necrosis, caseation necrosis, which area is for fat, which area is for caseation necrosis. And section 3, while we come to section 3, the important things to note down is fluid and hemodynamic disorders, the disorders due to blood and your fluid exchange, dearrangement of blood of obstructive nature. In this, the questions come from reperfusion due to increased oxygen reactions, your free radical injury, the mechanism, where, in which location it is there. In section 4, the important thing is neoplasia, benign and malignant neoplasia, the difference between the two of them, histopathological orientation, the morphological presentation, clinical picture, and your etiopathogenesis. Then we come to the next section, that is your section 5, that is the disorders of lymphoreticular system, that is hematology and lymphoreticular system, disorders of erythroid tissues, the disorders of platelets, bleeding disorders, basic transfusion reactions, anemia, thalassemia, beta thalassemia, thalassemia major, thalassemia minor, disorders due to DIC, disseminated intravascular coagulation is very important. Then disorders of leukocytes and lymphoreticular tissues, your lymphomas, different types of lymphomas, then your WBC count, differential WBC counts on the various lymphoreticular tissue damages being caused, and the diagnosis, the eosinophil changes. In section 6, we come down to diseases of cardiovascular system, diseases of oral cavity, very important, syphilis, your disorders of the tongue, geographic tongue, median rhomboid glossitis, the various ulcers, your aphthous ulcer, recurrent aphthous stomatitis, herpetic ulcers. Then you also need to know about the various salivary gland tumors, parotid glands. I will be sharing in my YouTube about the various a link which is on parotid gland and its tumors. Then jaundice, viral hepatitis, the various markers for viral hepatitis are very important. Lung cancer, the lung cancer diagnosis, management. You also need to know about systemic hypertension, white coat hypertension, the causes, the management. Then diabetes mellitus, your insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, non-insulin dependent diabetes mellitus, your juvenile diabetes, important 3. The main diagnostic triad in diabetes mellitus is important. Common disorders of bones, cartilages and joints. And few of the important questions which I have noted down is your hypothyroidism in children, it causes cretinism. Then raindrop sign in the skin is seen in which kind of poisoning? That is arsenic poisoning. Another question is which member of interleukin IL-1 family is having anti-inflammatory properties? That is IL-1/7F. So all the different types of interleukins, their various the various importance, significance, the negative impact, you must note it down. Then branchial cyst opens most commonly in which place? That is tonsillar fossa. The various types of cysts and tumors, as I said before, the neoplasms, benign and malignant neoplasms. Then which of the following is a round cell tumor? The answer was leiomyoma. But again, your neoplasm chapter is of much importance because the importance of rhabdomyosarcoma, leiomyoma, fibroma, your myxoma, your various types of benign and malignant tumors. Again, you have to note it down. You can study it from Harsh Mohan. A table is there. The table is very important. If you go through the table, and if you can feel that yes, this chapter is within your tips, then you can answer most of the questions from AIPG, your PGI, Comet K, and different types of state examinations. Then another question was hematological investigations of prothrombin time and INR are useful to detect defects in which pathway, whether intrinsic, extrinsic, both, or just extrinsic. The answer was extrinsic pathway. So bleeding disorder, as I discussed, hematological investigations, the various clotting pathways is important. Another question was sickle cell anemia is inherited as what type of trait? As a recessive trait, autosomal dominant, autosomal recessive, or both, or all of these? The answer is autosomal recessive trait, and it is a point mutation. Another question which I found out in AIPG 2017 was in nephropathy we can't give which type of drugs to the patient, that is NSAIDs, your non-steroidal anti-inflammatory agents. So thank you. This was all for today, and if any doubt, do ping me up, and please check out my links for all of the various types of books and parotid gland tumors, anatomy subjects which I have discussed. And if you feel that you have gained something very significant from watching my video, please do like, share and subscribe. And if you think whether any changes are required, because we are at a stage of learning, I feel I learn every day. So if any changes or any mistakes are there, please don't forget to mention that at my comment box. So thank you and have a good day.